Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Melissa Zoske here, your Wealth and Energy Alignment Business Mentor. And today we're going to talk about the energy block of not having enough time. I don't know how many of you have thought about that before, but it seems to be time is passing so fast right now. And maybe it's just because I'm getting older or what, but it seems like the days can really just speed on by and all of a sudden you didn't get a whole lot done. But when it comes to your business, that can be a massive block. There's not enough time. Like you just feel like you don't have enough time in the day to even get your business rolling. And this is one of the biggest blocks because it can actually keep you from moving forward in your business. And you could be stuck in that same cycle for months, if not years. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you some quick tips on how to get through it. Now, other than just working on the energy blocks around this, which I'm going to do in my Shining Mentor Successful Entrepreneurs group, Facebook group. So if you haven't seen that or been to that or asked to join yet, go ahead and go there. Just put it in the search bar, and I'll post it in the comments below too. But it's a great group where I'll be doing live healings, and we're working on different blocks that are keeping you stuck so that you can start moving forward. And a clue to whether you're stuck is whether you're repeating the same cycles. Are you successful yet? Have you changed what you've been doing? Do you do things in a different way? Or are you doing everything over and over again expecting different results? Just doing it the same way. So paying attention to that is huge. So the first thing I want you to keep in mind is one thing that you can do is there is always enough time. Time is unlimited in the space when we're talking about energy. So think about, to make it less overwhelming to you, think about it as doing things in small chunks. I learned this when I first started decluttering. Instead of like looking at a room that I wanted to declutter and thinking I have to take everything out and it's going to look like a huge mess all over the place, I gave myself 15 minutes to do a small section. And you can do that with your business too. And you guys, you can get so much done. So if you have small children, you've got babies running around, whatever, you can do small things in small spaces of time. So set a timer, 15 to 20 minutes. And so you only start, what you can handle, and you just do the 15 or 20 minutes, and that's all. And when the timer goes off, then you have to wait until you can do that next little chunk of time. And that puts it into a bite-sized chunk so that you can manage it without feeling scared or overwhelmed. And don't think of it as, well, I can't get anything done in 15 or 20 minutes. Yes, you can. I'm telling you, even with decluttering, I used to say that. And I would do 2 whole drawers in a matter of 10, 15 minutes. And it was crazy how much I got done doing those little tiny chunks of time. So I'm thinking about that. So thinking smaller amounts, okay? So, I know that it's tempting just to take out a huge project and feel like you have to get it done all at once, and you want to get it done. But often when you try to do it all at once, you start to burn yourself out too. So we need to take those breaks. And so working on these in those smaller chunks can help with preventing burnout as well. So make a decision to work with time blocks instead of, or time chunks as I like to call them, so that you don't get overwhelmed. You can start seeing the little things done, and you feel so good about it. When you get those little 15-minute chunks of things done, you're like, oh wow, I did get a lot done in that small amount of time. And then you still feel like you have lots of energy to do your errands, to work with your family, still do other clients. You're not feeling depleted. Whatever that is for you, you can do this, okay? So if you're launching, like say, a new audio course or writing sales copy, or maybe you're creating a worksheet for your clients. So any of those counts. So whatever that goal is, I would like you to think about writing down each step that it would take to get it done. So even if it's a questionnaire, just sit down. The first step would be take 15 minutes to write down the questions you're going to ask in the questionnaire. That's it. You're not going to create it yet. You're just going to set a timer, and you're going to write down the questions. You're not going to go, now I have to make a PDF. Now I got to turn it into, a link, or, it has to be a linkable page or whatever. Just write the questions down. That's the first step, okay? So, and then get what you can done, completed in that 15, 20 minutes. And then from there, you're going to, the next chunk of time, you're going to say, okay, How am I going to put this into PDF? Maybe you know how to do Photoshop. Maybe you do Canva. Maybe you do PicMonkey. So those are some good resources. Canva.com, Canva.com, or PicMonkey, P-I-C, monkey.com. And you can go ahead and create a whole PDF on those questions. Make it look pretty. Do whatever you need to do, but 15 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, set the timer, start working. If you haven't finished it, it's okay. It saves it in those programs. So all you need to do is put it aside, leave the tab open if you need to, or come back to it later, and you're golden. So don't go past that time limit. Like I said, otherwise you start getting stressed out or burnt out. And you'll be, like I said, amazed. So after a couple days of doing this, you'll see that you start to get a real handle on how this works. So the next chunk of time you would have would be, like if you're working on modules for a program, I want you to write out, just like you did the questionnaire, you'd write out, what would module 1 look like? What would module 2 look like? Or week 2 look like? Week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. Do the outline. That's all you're asked to do for that first step. Just do the outline. And you can come back in the next 15, 20 minutes, that next chunk of time, and you can look at it and say, I'm really not liking what I wrote down, but this is a process. So just getting it down on paper is the first step. It feels great. You can come back down to the next time you come back around and say, okay, then I'm going to do this. And then from there, you have it written down like a blueprint, like an outline. You're going to be able to say, okay, the next 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to work on just the module 1 topic. And then you're just going to work on that. Or maybe you take 15 or 20 minutes and do a quick video. Or maybe, these are all just easy time chunks that you can do. And I'm just throwing out some ideas on how I use my time, okay? So, for instance, often with my time, I just have, like I'm doing these lives and I'm running a little longer because I'm trying to keep it with the Facebook algorithms where if you stay on past 20 minutes, it's more likely that you'll have more audience reach. So I try to stay on for 20 minutes. But often what I would do is I would just be on here for 15 or 20 minutes. And then after I get off the next 15 or 20 minute time chunk, I would be stripping the audio. And then I would take that audio and I would turn it into a podcast. And then the next 15 or 20 minutes, I would upload that, tag the podcast or whatever I wanted to do, make it into a bit.ly link, which is shortening the link to make it cute. And then I could do that in a matter of, 15-minute chunks. An hour later over, a 2-day period. So a half an hour each day. So I've only spent an hour total. And I've got the filming, I've got the podcast, I've got it ready to go, and I've got it posted. And it just took me an hour over a couple days. Anybody can do that. 15-minute chunks of time, anybody can do. And so just think about that. And the big thing about all this is to make sure that you are looking at what's the priority? So I like to do most of my, I've been doing these calls in the afternoon because that's just when we don't have workers. We still have some work being done in our home. And so this is the time that I like to come on now because it's quieter. But usually when my life is calm and there's nothing going on, no hammering or builders inside the house fixing stuff or doing what they need to do, I'm usually doing these type of things first thing in the morning as well as doing my reach outs because that's when I have the most energy. Now, that's not going to be everyone. You might have more energy in the afternoon or even in the evening. But for me, I would say the morning would be probably the best time for me to get this kind of stuff done. And so what I'll do is I will take when I had the most energy, I will take that time to start doing those 15-minute chunks. And you guys, it's so addictive because you get so much done. And then I'll take a break. Oftentimes I'll just feel like maybe a little drained. Like today I'm feeling a little bit drained. I'm not quite sure what's going on energy-wise right now, but there feels like there's something that's going to be happening soon. And I don't know what it is, but usually I get a little bit of a feeling, a little bit of a vibe. And so what I'll do is I'll do this and then I'll take a break and I'll probably do a meditation. And actually after I'm on this call, I'm going to go into the Shining Mentor Successful Entrepreneurs group and I'll do a group meditation energy healing on this topic next so that I can actually get my own healing in at the same time, which is like a win-win situation, right? I like to get it done for other people, but I'm also getting the benefits myself. That's the beauty of doing this work. So anyway, recap. 15-minute chunk of time, guys. You can do this. And I love the fact that All this comes together so easily. It doesn't have to be hard. It can feel at ease and flow. It's when we try to do too much all at once, we get overwhelmed and things can feel yucky and then your energy goes wacky. And we don't want that because it's all about your vibe, right? It's all about what you're attracting into your life by what you're putting out there. And if you're overwhelmed, if you're like stressed out, you're broadcasting that out to the universe. And what's the universe going to do? But it's going to send you back that like vibration. It's going to send you something matched to that. So stress, send out, and you're going to get more stress back. You're going to get more situations in your life that feel stressful. It might not be exactly around the same topic that you're sending out there, but it will be stressful, trust me. So you want to make sure that part of this whole energy thing is how you manage the time, how you manage what you put out there. And it can be so easy. I remember when I worked, got up in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I worked until sometimes 9 o'clock at night, and it sucked. And I felt like my life was draining out of me, and I wasn't making very much money. I wasn't charging very much for my products or services, and I just didn't feel, I don't know, I felt so off that my clientele was not rocking and rolling like I'd like to see it do. It was just almost a flat line. It was just, they were trickling in so slow. But once I dialed it down to my 3 days a week, which is what I do with my clients now, is I totally encourage working 3 days a week and having those 4 days on the side, maybe one of them to do admin work and the other 3 to just really refuel. You know, you need to nourish your body, mind, and spirit and make sure you're getting the time in for you so that you have the energy to do those things you love. And so that's my biggest thing is working through these blocks and making sure you have enough time to replenish yourself, to refuel and renourish yourself, okay? So, and that's the way I like to manage my energy levels. It's really important. I also take time to process. I take time for integration. So when I'm doing some heavy work with energy or even inherited beliefs and blocks, I have to take a little bit of time for it to work its way through. I did some energy work yesterday, and I needed to take most of yesterday to just allow myself to replenish. And this morning, I woke up not completely rested because I'm still processing. So today I've kind of been taking it easy, haven't done a whole lot. I know this week's a busy week for me. I've got lots of clients and a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm just doing the bare minimum today, getting a few light housekeeping things done and getting on here with you guys so that we can just talk about these kind of things. And that's enough for me to manage any energy leaks or any processing or integrating that I need to do. And I would love to see what you do. Do you guys take chunks of time? How do you manage this so you don't get overwhelmed and stressed out? I'd love to hear about it. And if this is somebody you know, like some OCD person that's always out there trying to get everything done all at once, I would love to hear about it because, you know, we're all handle these things differently, and it's interesting to see what other people do to help them just really manage that and make sure that they are still refilling their love tank, their energy tanks. They feel really good about it. Love to hear about that. Now, if you guys join me in Shining Mentor Successful Entrepreneurs, I'm going to be doing a little energy broadcast for you all. This is one of my little high-tech devices. I'm also using my little 0-point energy wand so that we can direct it out there and you guys get the full benefits of that. So all you need to do is go in there and ask to join and answer the questions, and I'll let you in. And you know what? You guys will really enjoy it. If you can only catch the replay, that's okay. My intention for that healing is that anybody listening to it, the replay or live, gets full benefits, okay? You guys, thank you so much for joining, and please let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Bye.